Okay. Episode 15 of Assassination Classroom. Let's do it. Is it just me or does this place look like Hope's Peak Academy? That explains the murder.
Look sharp, it's finals! The most important test of the year. I hope you've studied. Here at GAKUSHU Academy, grades are everything, and we all know what happens to boys and girls who fail. They become trash!
Wait, what if Danganronpa was secretly this school and that was just a certain unnamed party because of spoilers, final assignment submission, except they did it so well that they ended up murdering the entire school and over the entire planet. I mean, they are ultimates. Oh my god.
Speaking of, how do we think E-Class will do on the finals? No bomb! Hooray!
The basics you got down pat, no question there. And if your performance first semester is anything to go on, I believe we can reasonably expect your scores to skyrocket.
So what's the...
Okay, Goku versus, what's his name? Kiryu Sensei? Thingo Sensei. Goku versus Thingo. What do you think? Goku's got instant transmission and lightning speed and a lot of energy. Koro Sensei? Who would win, Goku or Koro Sensei? Mind you, I haven't seen Dragon Ball Super, but that'd be a good fight.
deal? Will it be like last time, either we place in the top 50 or you pack it up and go?
Nope. With midterms, I've come to realize my focus on rank was too short-sighted. Phooey to that. Far better that each of you have individual goals tailored to affect personal academic growth. Therefore, I've devised the perfect target, an objective customized to your needs as assassins. Not to worry, Teruska, my boy.
Oh my god, he's doing Naruto.
You believe it? Now then, you'll recall Shiro revealed to us that the loss of a tentacle results in diminished speed. One less appendage and already the integrity of my doppelgangers is compromised. Note that several of them have now become childhood versions of yours truly.
Okay, seems logical.
Lose another and presto!
Yay!
Even more child clones thrown into the mix, along with fretful parent clones struggling to make ends meet!
Now it's getting a little sad.
Lose another! And the father clone has walked out, leaving the poor beleaguered mother clone to fend for her latchkey brood however she can.
Ugh, brutal.
The main takeaway here, class, is that each tentacle kerpluid represents 10% reduction in my agility.
I'm sorry, but you just broke my heart and I can't look at sex workers the same way again because I'm imagining them all having kids at home that have mouths to feed because some piece of shit father walked out because he didn't want to look after them. I was happy up until 30 seconds ago. Why must you do this to me? I'm here to laugh, not feel. And I don't like feeling. I don't like feels.
Which brings me to my proposition. Those of you who get the highest scores on your final and or the best ranking in each individual subject are vouchsafed the right to obliterate exactly one tentacle apiece! This is how we do finals here, boys and girls. This is the Assassination Classroom. Ask yourself, are you prepared to inch ever closer to the grand prize?
I've gotta hand it to him. The one thing Koro-sensei does better than anything is motivate.
I've just got this memory come back. I was at a mate's place and he was showing me like different shit watches on YouTube. And one of this is this YouTuber, this really young... Let's just say he looks like a guy at the end of high school with a lot of acne on his face. And he's not the most attractive guy, but he's got a brain. And he goes around to different parts of America and he interviews people. And the particular episode on YouTube that he showed me was when he actually went, I think it was to some like porn star convention. And he was basically asking people that go to these conventions, like, what are you doing here? And then he started talking to porn stars. And he was like talking to these old guys. And the guys are like, well, I like sex, or I get paid to women. What's not to love? And we were all laughing and shit, you know. We were having fun. Like we were on the moon at that point. And the thing with me is, if you think I'm perceptive now, times that by 10. And so we were watching, and then he started interviewing porn stars, and some of them like legitimately enjoyed it. Other ones had their different reason. And then he was interviewing like this girl that wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but then she said something along like, you know, he was interviewing her, and they were showing the highlights, and then they were like, "Oh, what are you doing here? Do you enjoy it?" She's like, "No, my father is sick, so he can't work. Mother's struggling, brother's, you know, in high school. So in order to make ends meet," I'm giving you pretty much basically what she said, but to make sure that my mother's not the only one actually looking after the family and that my brother can still go to high school, I'm doing this. And I'm just there like, are you kidding? Like, imagine there's glass for my psyche. The thing just killed me in that moment. And I don't know if the guy picked it up or he thought it was funny or something, but he just like skimmed past it and just went to a joke or something like 2 seconds after that. And I was just literally going like, holy shit, because this girl must have been in her like early 20s. She was young, right? Early 20s. And I never thought of it that way. Like, my assumption was, and there we go with assumptions. I keep saying how dangerous assumptions are. I was always like, yeah, some people enjoy it. And if they enjoy sex and, you know, it's quick money, I'm like, power to you, right? You're getting paid doing what you love. You know, go for it. And some people just did it for the quick money. It's like, okay, fair enough, but you're making a choice. And then, like, some people are doing it out of literal desperation because, you know, it's the only way their family survives. And I'm just like... And it's something, you know, in society that's not considered. It's not even seen. And if you want something to really mind you, that's happening in parts of the world everywhere where girls are basically, you know, leaving farm towns to go to cities to work as sex workers to send money back home. Some girls are even going overseas. It happens to a lot of Slavic girls too. They get sent over to different parts of Europe because they're tall, they're blonde, they're considered beautiful, high demand, and you could buy one for 200 euros if you wanted in certain regions. It happens to girls throughout Thailand, Philippines, and it's not even 200 euros. You're looking at about 100 and 150 American dollars for a human life that you literally own, and you can do literally whatever you want to. I came here to laugh, not to feel. So, thank you, Assassination Classroom. That's the headspace you just put me in. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll hopefully recover. Yes, let's watch some anime. Let's watch anime, guys. Let's kill a giant octopus hentai monster with guns. That's fun. Hachan, I said octopus hentai monster and you came here with 10 seconds. Are you listening in?
Oh, no. Oh, hey, the camera's here.
I swear to God she's listening in. Thank you.
Extra thick.
Extra thick. Like your thighs.
Stop.
I have no idea what Hachan cooked, but it was fucking delicious. If it was a miso soup, it's the best miso soup I ever had. What was that?
So you just use the paste miso, and the trick is that you put a little bit of a dashi. So it could be any dashi. It could be seaweed dashi, or it could be like a fish dashi stock. You can get it from a Japanese or Asian grocery store. If you put a little bit of that, the miso soup becomes a lot better.
I would order that at a restaurant.
I made it thicker. Is that the yellow guys?
Yes.
Thingy?
Assassination class. Do you want to react to it?
I am not watching that. No.
What? They just gotta kill their teacher. You would probably be perfect for that class. She is so good nowadays. Like, she's... Yeah.
I can handle Monokuma, but not this guy because it's creepy.
If you can handle Monokuma, this guy's no problem.
Monokuma's cute, but this guy is creepy.
She thinks Monokuma's cute, see? It's working. I want a Monokuma. You're getting a Monokuma for Valentine's Day.
No!
Yeah.
That's for your Valentine's Day.
You didn't get me a Valentine's Day present last year, nor a Christmas present.
Why?
I found out in the last 3 months that you owe me chocolate for Valentine's Day. Why have I been giving you chocolate?
Okay, I'll give you chocolate.
Yes! Who have you been giving chocolate to?
I made a muffin for... Okay, guys, last Valentine's Day, I'm sure he was live streaming. If you go back, you can see a little clip where I gave him muffin.
Was that Valentine's Day or White Day?
White Day, I think. Oh,
Yeah.
but Valentine's Day. It was the day before, I think.
Is that the one you baked?
13th of February, 2020.
Yeah, I remember. I edited the videos. I've got a good memory too. It's the one you baked.
Yeah.
And that turned into a muffin when you were trying to bake cookies. Yeah.
Your memory's too good.
Yeah. Yeah. You made a muffin, my ass. You put self-raising flour, didn't you? And it raised in the oven. Admit it.
I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember? That's what you tell to the police. I can't recall.
Back to gaming.
Moto negai.
Okay.
Oki desu.
Bigger one?
Hai.
Frankly, your suggestion appalls me. I'm an educator. I've no vested interest in seeing E-Class fail.
Well, obviously, I can see that. It's this stuffed shirt who needs convincing.
Let me be perfectly clear. The chief aim of this institution is to foster student autonomy. Our students determine their own level of achievement. My role is ancillary. I do nothing, only monitor.
I'm sorry. The amount of bullshit coming out of this guy's mouth, he should run for president.
Hard to trust a man who throws $10 words in your face. That crap about autonomy? Ugh.
Yeah, well, all we can really do is hope none of the tricks he pulls this time are new.
Hey, since Koro-sensei's rewarding their test scores with tentacle takeouts, we need to get in there. What do you think about me teaching phys ed for a little while? Come on, please. I could give them an edge.
Stick with language arts and stop that.
Oof.
A tentacle for each top score earned on our final.
I know. It's exciting, huh?
That's rare.
Take this out of context. A tentacle for each good mark. Out of context, that would be the most inappropriate thing in the world. Bad Kuma.
Really fired up about this, aren't you?
Of course. I know science backwards and forwards. This is my shot. I finally get to contribute to the cause. What's cool is everybody's good at something on the test. Koro-sensei will lose so many arms he won't have a printer.
It sounds like a bad porno.
It's Shindo. Hey, what's up? How's it going, man? Still licking your wounds?
Yeah, hell of a tournament, huh? Remember how I said payback's a bitch? Best make it to high school so we can actually go head-to-head.
Doesn't sound like you hold out a lot of hope for me.
Listen, something you should know. Right now, as I'm talking to you, A-Class is holed up in one of the main campus conference rooms doing an independent study hall. It's being led by a bunch of geniuses, the school's finest. They're called the Big Five.
Coming in at second place on the midterms, upwardly mobile, ruthless multinational social networking conglomerate CEO in training, media club president and social engineer Tepe Araki. In third place, envy of the humanities department, inimitable wordsmith, student council secretary and perspicacious poet Ren Sakakibara.
Well, he's 24. Plus he's a Death Knight.
In fifth place, a true sorcerer of science, consumed by fantasies of retribution against Akabane, biology club president, Natsuhiko Koyama!
He's a rapist. Look at him.
In sixth place, an infamous wit who sharpened his tongue on West Coast vernacular while kicking it in LA, student council meeting leader, Tomoya Seo!
Quick question, dude. What are you doing with your voice?
Oh, I've always wanted to be an announcer. Just practicing. Anyway, lording over all these guys is the grand overachiever.
We are the best and brightest, the sun around which the entire student body orbits. Alas, storm clouds are moving in, ladies and gentlemen, casting their pall over our brilliance from below. We know E-Class attempted to scratch and bite their way into the top 50th percentile on midterms. Now that finals are upon us, measures must be taken to drive the untouchables out.
Excuse me. I don't want this guy anywhere near me. Dude. This looks like the type of guy that needs to be put on a watch list and not allowed to go within 200 meters of a school.
We must see to it that the storm clouds evaporate, that our incandescence slices through. Who's with me?
Oh, look, it's Mini-Me. I dyed my hair red because I look up to the principal. Okay, little Hitler, with your right-hand armband. Are you fluent in German, too?
In first place, hoisting his flag on the top spot of the national mock exams with perfect scores in every subject, the man with a genetic disposition to lead, Student Council President GAKUSHU ASANO!
A predisposition to lead a high school. I mean, I don't want to be offensive to any principals out there, but it's not exactly a highly competitive field. It's mostly run by seniority.
The principal's only son.
Mr. President, about question 3.
His only son? Oh, God.
Ah, that is a puzzler. Try again. Be sure to complete the square first. You know the axis equation? X equals A, so...
Oh, of course.
You gotta figure high scores are a given with this bunch. The head honchos have ambition, charisma, reputations to uphold, and above all, the desire to keep you down.
You know this. If you place the particle after this word, the meaning of the sentence changes completely. But you want to be careful. Pronouns and how they're used should change depending on the speaker.
Come on, this isn't rocket science. I've seen babies more eloquent than you.
What a head. I just want to slap it.
This single innovation affected fundamental change across the field of information theory. Are you even listening? Don't assume this won't be on the exam.
What's the matter, head getting full? This is OChem. Memorization is your only hope.
Ah!
Asano has perfect scores in every subject. The other 4 are experts, man. You can't be messing around. It's serious business. They're hardcore. They don't want you guys back on the main campus. It's a point of pride.
You do realize that it's idiots like You do realize that it's idiots like those that actually make kids want to shoot up a school? Because they pick on them so much that they feel like their lives are over and they don't actually mind the concept of death, but they're filled with hate that they actually want vengeance on the way out. These are the motherfuckers that actually cause high school shootings. Not mental illness, these motherfuckers. But that's something that people don't want to talk about or admit. Hachan has brought food. You are the best.
It's hot, so leave it.
Oh my god, you added seaweed. Where did I find you?
Thanks for the tip, Shindao. They don't have to worry for now. We're not looking to go back. It's kind of personal, I'd explain, but I really can't. Let's just say, beating A-Class is in our best interest. We're fighters. You know this.
She added the seaweed, and that flavor of the seaweed has gone into the miso soup. What's she up to? She's bribing me with food. She must be up to something. She must be cheating on me!
More power to you. Just remember, this is your fight, so leave me out of it.
First in every subject?
Hey guys, wait up.
What's going on?
You want to hit the books at the main campus library tomorrow after class? I reserved us a spot. Actually been holding on to this for a while.
How much you want to bet they've already taken it? But here's the thing. If you do make a clone of yourself, I've heard that the clone themselves can't actually breed. Because there's something up in the DNA sequence. Because our DNA sequence isn't just the sequence itself. It also has information held within each component of the sequence. When you're copying someone's DNA like that or changing it in any form, you're actually missing parts of the sequence. Therefore, the clone is actually impotent and unable to reproduce. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know if anyone here studies genetics. How often are these troubles in Japanese schools because they have strict rules and compared to American schools? The suicide rate in Japan is so high that companies actually have a net around their buildings. We've talked about it before. It's messed up. And suicide is seen as shameful. So, be kind to people for fuck's sake.
Normally we're dead last on the waiting list, so this little miracle is like a platinum ticket.
Count us in!
Me too! Look at how fired up they are. It was certainly worth putting my tentacles on the line.
Yes, sir. As instructed, I've raised the bar considerably with regards to A-class's test scores. I trust that you're satisfied.
Sadly, no. I require results, young man.
See, what he's trying to do is actually raise the average, meaning that if the class's scores are here, the average gets raised up, and he's counting on E-class actually being below the average, so the gap is bigger and bigger, and the bell curve is higher. He's only got one issue. If E-class does really well, and it raises the average even further, it's not E-class that's going to be at the bottom, it's going to be D-class and C-class. So, D and C are basically going to get fucked on the bell curve. And because the bell curve is always like near a middle or something, the gap is going to get pushed so far that someone that has a typically average test result is going to be considered the bottom of the percentile, which is why it's fucked. Schools do this all the time. It's absolutely ridiculous.
A status report in and of itself is meaningless. You know as well as I, excellence is not rewarded so much as expected, son. If you and your classmates rank in the top 50 and secure the top spot in all subjects, you pass.
All to keep the E-class upstarts firmly in line. I understand the principle all too well, forgive the pun. Why you cling to it is somewhat lost on me. Yes, granted, their grades may be on the upswing, but they can only get so far. They won't trump their betters. It's unthinkable.
Don't let that confidence be your undoing, my boy. Things change. The scales can tip in favor of the rabble in an instant. The elite do well to take heed. Those at the top.
I see a guillotine. Is that France? During the revolution? Funny thing about the guillotine, the guy that created the guillotine was also executed by the guillotine shortly after its creation. Nice work.
The scales can tip in favor of the rabble in an instant. The elite do well to take heed. Those at the top must mind their balance.
An excellent point, very well made. I'll see to it that we get results, sir. You may rest easy. One more thing, a simple question. Not asking as a student, but as your son.
Oh dear. I do hope you don't expect special treatment.
No, wouldn't dream of it. It's just simple curiosity. What is it about E-class? It's almost like you have something to hide. You haven't raised an idiot, father. Any fool can see the idlers have more claim to your attention these days than in years previous. Hard as it is to give credit to, I just can't shake the idea that you're involved in something shady. Rumors of strange happenings. Eyewitness accounts of a flying yellow octopus. A ridiculously disguised man buying large amounts of junk food. Well-endowed co-eds hearing suggestive disembodied whispers.
What the fuck?
What gives? Mass hallucinations or something else?
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were digging for something to use against me.
Why on earth would I do that? But you could hardly blame me if I were. I am your protege.
Nice touch indeed, spoken like a well-trained dog.
Careful, one day the master might find himself on the leash.
Or the dog might find himself enthralled to his master as a corporate slave till the day he dies.
But you're not a corporate slave. You're not even in corporate. You're in education. Well, at least he's protecting his son's virginity. And Hutchin closed the door. I'm sweating like a pig. Give me a sec. Oh, sweet Odin, the breeze. What, was that from the velocity of the ball? So he's good at everything and decides to become a teacher. Why?
Well, look at that. It's the E-class crew. Why even bother? This place is wasted on you. Pearls before swine, as the saying goes.
Okay, I am literally shocked. Is this guy's, like, passive face? How is he not in prison?
Why even bother? This place is wasted on you. Pearls before swine, as the saying goes.
Don't tell me. The big five.
How cute, they're studying. Hey, scrubs, playtime's over. The big kids need their spot.
Hey, do you mind? We're trying to fill our heads with knowledge!
We're not going anywhere. We reserved these seats in advance.
Yeah, you don't know what it is to study in air conditioning till you don't have it. Move along, please.
Well, what do we have here, fellas? Are the hard luck cases really defying their betters now? I mean, I knew they were stupid, but this is a new low.
Hey, he said these were ours.
What?
You're not the only ones allowed to have good grades. Everyone has a right to them if they work hard. Try bossing us around when we kick your butts on the finals.
Toko, grab a pair of scissors and stab him in the thigh.
Whoa, okay. You sure have some gall talking to me like that, you little twerp. And nice glasses, by the way. They make you look like a total nerd.
Toko, stab him in the gut and start pushing upwards. Open up that torso.
Ha! Am I right? I guess.
Don't be so quick to judge.
Huh?
Look at her. Oh my, pearls before swine indeed.
Oh, for the you know what? Fuck it. Literally, grab a pencil in the eye. Fuck this sexual predator bullshittery. Stab him. Kill him. Please. Disgusting.
Hey there. Something tells me you're the sort of woman who gets her thrills from a sonnet. You make me wonder if my standards aren't too high.
Could you get out of my ear, please?
She attracts the worst kind of
guys.
Wait a minute. I know who these kids are.
Okay, I'm telling you this now. If I get a daughter, and pray to God I don't, I'm going to teach her how to murder someone. If she does it, I'm getting the best lawyer.
Yukiko Kansaki, ranked 23rd in Japanese.
Notice how that ugly looking guy, the rapist, was in the bully's memories? The guy who accidentally betrayed his class?
Ryo Nakamura, ranked 11th in English. Yuma Isegai, ranked 14th in social studies. Manami Okuda, 17th in science. Oops, sorry. Turns out these aren't your average everyday dumbasses. They actually have some academic chops.
Is that a fact? How interesting.
Do me a fucking favor. Grab, twist, dislocate the elbow. And then knee him in the face while he's squealing. Give me a daughter and I will weaponize her.
Well, as long as we're all here, why not make it even more interesting and wager those chops against stakes higher than bragging rights? Whoever scores lower has to do what the other class says. Sound fun?
Oh, what? The only way you can get someone to do what you say is through a bet? Wow, sounds really pathetic. You seem to be really defending your virginity, eh?
Come on, don't be a wuss. Where the hell's that attitude all of a sudden? If you wanted to, we'd even put our lives on the line.
I'd be more careful about betting my life if I were you.
Ha! You don't scare me. We have ourselves a deal, kid.
You don't even know what we're gonna make you guys do when you lose. Don't try backing out now.
You'll regret this!
Well, we just opened up a can of worms.
Ah, so what? Kura-sensei's students are assassins and my ones do nothing for 6 years? Fuck my life.
Wait till everyone else catches wind of this.
I know it was stupid, but... Look, I was only trying to make a point, okay? Come on. I never thought they'd actually take us up on it.
It's all...
Wow, look at the puppies. They've gone back to their little pack leader. Jesus, you're all so pathetic. How are you still in high school?
All right, you're not in trouble. In fact, this might be a good way to inspire A class. But for now, let us focus on clarifying the terms. We don't want confusion down the road. I propose the winners be allowed only one demand, to be specified after finals are done.
Not to rock the boat, but seriously, only one?
Yeah, not a lot we can do with that.
Oh, I believe there's quite a lot we can do with that. If the demand is this.
I mean, he has a lot of time to practice with his left hand, considering all the sexual frustration, and his right hand's occupied. Jesus, he's really defending his virginity.
Signing a contract that pledges their total subjugation to us in 50 separate clauses. Upon observance of full compliance, the constituents of A class agree to act as role models for the constituents of E. Classic status of forces agreement.
Ah, yes, but contracts that actually defy slavery laws can't actually be enforced because it's against the Geneva Convention. Well, not the Geneva Convention, but like an international rights thing. You can't actually enforce slavery nowadays, even via contract. And any such contract which conflicts the laws of the country is not enforceable. And trying to force someone into it is in itself a criminal act. You would think a genius would know that. Oh wait, he's not. He's an academic genius. You know, rope learning.
One demand encompassing 50 line items of servitude? Sounds like a win-win to me, boss.
Not bad. Did you come up with all of these off the top of your head? You're terrifying, man.
You do realize the more complex you make a contract, the more holes you create, right? Because enforcing it's very difficult. A one-line contract is more open to interpretation and makes it easier for you to enforce. The more terms you create, the easier it is to find holes, because then you can prove that a specific term wasn't specified in the contract. The guy's actually an idiot. No, seriously, the guy's a fucking idiot. The best contracts, and I'm talking some of the best ones, are like a single line or two as a term, because that way you can interpret them whichever way you want in court and typically win. These guys are fucking idiots.
What do you mean by that? I'm a little hurt. I'm just a student, humbly exercising his autonomy in a nurturing environment. Nothing scary about that in the least.
Oh wow, you can copy what your daddy told you. How impressive. Now come up with something creative. Come on. Come up with something new. Or can you only regurgitate what daddy put in your mouth like a bird? Can you even flap your own wings? Or are you scared to jump off the branch?
If my grasp of civil law is such that I know how to crush a man, what of it?
Oh, your knowledge of civil law. You can use big words. That's so adorable! Then how come you don't know about federal law or international law? Oh wait, you only study what's on an exam. And not real-world application. Adorable.
Right. The point I'm laboring toward is this.
Oh wow! You're a dog amongst sheep. That is so stunning and brave. You know they say if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room? Well, you're the smartest person in the school. What does that say about you? Oh, right! You're good enough for this school, but not good enough for another school. Oh, so cute. You've peaked so early in life. Good on you. You have a bright future as a teacher and then possibly an assistant principal, which you're only going to get through nepotism. You can't actually make it out in the real world. It's too difficult for you. So cute.
When we play for keeps. In school as in life, there is one rule. Only the weak show mercy. Our job is to light the way. Let's show them all what the game is about.
You have to give the guy credit. He knows how to rally the troops. Is he a hypocrite? Yes. Can we see through him? Of course. Do we go along with the bastard anyway? Absolutely. He's the undisputed heavyweight champion of coercion. GAKUSHU ASANO. I don't think there's anyone in this school who can beat him.
No, he's not. He's just the loudspeaker for his father's speeches. He's practically a radio. That's all he is. He's literally nothing without daddy pulling the strings. He's a marionette. He's incapable of independent thought.
Blast it all, Karma! Wake up and get with the program! Apply yourself, for heaven's sake! You could get the best overall score!
Calm down, Teach. You and I both know I'm gonna do fine. My laziness is a credit to your study method. We can both afford to relax.
Oh my god, he's Linhart.
You especially right now. I mean, look at yourself. You're starting to come off like a regular teacher. Uptight and boring. We've already got a plan of attack, right? You should have a little more faith in it. Are you that worried about A-class winning this?
Why should we worry? Come on, man. We're us. We've got absolutely nothing to lose. What can they do?
If we win, they'll do whatever we tell them to. I vote we force them to let us use the cafeteria.
Not a bad idea, but what about this?
So let me get this straight. A bunch of morally bankrupt, manipulative assholes have put you into a bet. What makes you think they're going to live up to their end of the bargain? You know, considering that they are aforementioned assholes and manipulative people that lack any moral value. I mean, perjury, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, why would you even play games with these idiots? You could have just threatened them and told them to fuck themselves.
I say we force them to relinquish their pride and joy.
The school pamphlet?
You're already well acquainted with being the low man on the totem pole, but I want you to experience what it's like to fight one's way, tooth and nail, all the way to the top. An assassin aims high to bring his target low.
My son has stirred up quite a blood frenzy among his peers. We must utilize his ferment to improve our fine institution's standard deviation.
Worry not, Principal. The questions here will bedevil even A class. Ha! My best work. Concentrated nuggets of specialized knowledge, these. Oh, I hesitate to even call them exam questions at this stage. No, they become conundrums, riddles, outright beasts.
Satisfactory. No doubt they will inspire.
Nested among reams of legal jargon hides an item of special interest. A subclause forbidding E-Class from keeping even the tiniest of secrets. Whatever you're trying to smokescreen, Father, don't think I won't find it. Once they've signed this, the E-Class dolts will be a cinch to shake down. Soon I'll have uncovered your biggest weakness. You'll be at my mercy, and we all know your thoughts on that subject.
So you made a subclause which says they're forbidden to keep secrets. Why didn't you just put a subclause to say that they're forbidden to lie to you? Why'd you overcomplicate it? They could literally tell it to other people but just choose not to tell it to you. It's not a secret, it's just something that no one shares with you. It's not a secret though, by clear definition. Dumbass. This is what happens when you try to overcomplicate something needlessly.
Nagisa. You ready to kick ass or what?
I guess, if the test is fair.
Hey, a tad more confidence, please. We're shooting for the top spot on this baby, so don't mess up.
This is gonna be hysterical. The rumor's true? You make a bet with A-Class? I wonder if you morons appreciate what you've gotten yourselves into.
Fuyuhiko Siste's on a roll.
We're first.
The fuck is that?
Who's that?
Ritsu's proxy. Yeah, I know. The principal said an AI taking the finals was against protocol. Hey, at least the man was okay with us using a stand-in.
Excuse me?
Ever have to deal with him giving you that look? You know the one, right? It's so... I don't know. It's like he can't even be bothered to pity you. Makes you feel like a damn child.
Thanks for dealing with him.
Anyway, Ritsu and I have a little message for you guys. Do your best.
You got it.
Let the battle begin. I won't lose. I don't lose.
Here we go.
You know what's really cute about people like that? The whole sense of worth and confidence is built on a deck of cards. You nudge it even a little and the thing comes tumbling down.
Things are about to get interesting. What's cool is while we're taking the exams separately, we're all in this together. There are the people we fight alongside of, the people we fight, the ones who want us to lose, the ones who want us to win. Almost feels like an arena.
Yay, gladiators, do it! Or pillarmen.
We might be assassins, but right now, we have to fight like gladiators. Another day, another bell. Round one, begin!
Oh, no! 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 Why? What? Ah! Ah, my balls, they hurt from how blue they are. Come on! Oh. Of course it's gonna be these guys. I don't even want to put them on a thumbnail. This guy's like, my life is miserable. Fuck society. Still, somehow Koro Sensei ends up looking better than all these guys combined. I summon Blue Balled. I activate its effect for you to wait till next episode for a week. Who do I think the Pillar Men would side with? Well, going by the fact that 2 Pillar Men allowed Jojo a week to prepare himself, I think they would always side with the underdog that's willing to fight, because an underdog willing to fight is a lot more interesting than, I don't know, someone that just thinks they're gonna, I don't fucking know. I would side with the underdog that actually wants to win. Hunger is something that you can't get. That's the thing that happens to people when they're on top. They lose that hunger. And because they've lost that hunger, someone beats them. It gets to their head. They think they're the champion, so they don't train like they're trying to become a champion. So they stop being a champion. You gotta always train like you're trying to be number one. And if you're number one, you gotta pretend and you gotta convince yourself that there is there is a evil clone of yourself, and that every time when you're not working to become number one, they're working toward becoming number one. While you're sleeping, they're training. While you're eating, they're training. While you're, sitting on the couch scratching your balls, they're training, coming to take it away from you. And every opportunity that you miss, they take. And those little tiny inches, those little tiny millimeters add up into meters and miles when it's game time. But what happens to champions? They're like, yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best, like no one ever was. And then they get their faces fucking smashed in. Or they get overconfident and they get choked out by a big Russian guy in the octagon. It happens. It gets to their heads. It gets to their heads. So, Pillar Men, I reckon they would always go for the underdog. Because the underdogs are actually training to push themselves, to push beyond their limits. Whereas the top students just believe they're top shit. They're not pushing beyond their limits. They're not trying to. They think they're the best. That's why they fail. Their evolution has stopped. They've stagnated. Otsukuma, I do feel your stance on Asano, but I do feel you're being too critical, as he probably does have the brains and not just because of it being that school. Oh, you know me. I like to poke holes at someone that's blowing hot steam. It's my thing. Granted, I'm probably just as bad. My need to poke holes at people that consider themselves tough and mighty is probably my own ego being out of whack. Which is probably my own crutch for some deep-seated inferiority complex that I probably have. I don't know. It's a little difficult for me to psychoanalyze myself. You need someone third-party independent to do it. But I don't like picking on people that don't deserve to be picked on. I like picking on the guy that's being an asshole because I feel it's justified and he deserves to be knocked down a few levels. That's just me. I try to stick to that code. I'll never pick on someone trying and not being a prick. But if someone's a prick, you bet your ass I'm going to pick on them. I don't know. That's probably my complex from when I was picked on growing up. It's probably my way of dealing with it now. Anyways, we should probably watch Full Metal Alchemist, because if we don't, people are going to be blue-balled.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender-swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun-sized, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.